Howdy and welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to talk about this Chicago Electric Harbor Freight Hobo Jungle Spot Welder. This is the 240 volt flavor, item number 61206. I tried the 120 volt flavor, don't get it. I've got a dedicated 30 amp outlet for 110 stuff, and you'll have to have a dedicated 30 amp outlet. It just immediately blew a standard 110 volt outlet, blew the breaker. And I also melted the transformer, or melted some of the guts somewhere. But don't get the 110 volt model, get the 240 volt model. They're the same price with a caveat. The 240 volt model does not come with a welder plug. So you have to supply your own welder plug. And the cord on this is only about 4 feet long. So not only do you need to supply the plug, if you don't have one already, you need to build yourself an extension cord. So $170 for the machine and another $100 for the extension cord and the plugs. So still not a bad deal. You know, all in I'm under $300. Not bad for a spot welder. Now this is not a commercial spot welder. You got to let it cool off. It will get warm. You know, it's not water cooled, it's air cooled, and not even really air cooled. It's just thermal mass. So let's plug her in and hook her up. So apologies if you have a spot welder or you know how to use one. But the way this works is you take 240 volts and you probably make it into about 24 volts. And you draw 20 amps here and you put 200 amps here. So that's just a transformer. So you've got 100, 200, ever how many amps it is going through here. And it melts whatever's in between it. Now these are copper tips. Copper does not typically weld to steel unless you do something really stupid. So you take your sheet metal. This is just regular old 28 gauge sheet metal. Clamp her in there, and I need to dress these tips and readjust everything. But you stick the sheet metal in it, 1, 2, 3, and you have to squeeze. And as you squeeze and heat, it makes the weld. So let's see. That was a 3-second weld. It says maximum of 5 seconds for welds. So you can see it actually welded it and did a pretty good job. It ripped, you know, when it came apart, it ripped the weld out of the metal. So, you know, if you're doing building filter racks, I bought this to build filter racks out of, or built filter racks with. Whoop. And that's what happens if you don't push down hard enough. Very hard to do this backward and on camera. So there is a really nice spot welded seam that has a lot of strength to it. So, you know, it's a good machine. Now, you're not going to use this unless you're a hell of a lot stronger than I am. You're not going to use this thing to do a lot of body work with. It's heavy. It's probably 25, 30 pounds. You know, yeah, you could do some body work with it, but, you know, there's not a lot of room in the jaws. You're not going to get it into really tight places. So I'd say it's limited to bench top use, unless you're a hoss. But overall, I am pleased with the pleased with the machine. I'd buy another one. So thanks for watching. Hope you all liked it. Give me a big fat thumbs up and all that jazz. And until we meet again, y'all drive safe. Watch for deer.